Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video. I'm gonna be sharing with you 8 delicious and easy casserole recipes. I love casseroles. I'm a huge fan of casseroles. So I'm gonna be sharing with you some breakfast recipes as well as dinner casserole recipes. They're all delicious. So this video is part of a collaboration with my wonderful YouTube friend, Sammy May. I'm gonna link her channel in the description box along with a playlist of everyone's casserole videos. They're gonna be so awesome. So let's get these 8 casseroles going. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I hope you enjoy. This first casserole I'm going to make is chicken Divan, and it is my favorite. I have 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of cream of mushroom, and 1 cup of cream of chicken. And I have curry powder. So you can add as much or as little as you like. I am using 2 teaspoons, but you can definitely add a little more or a little less depending on how much you like curry flavoring. But this sauce is really delicious. So I have my cooked chicken. I have 2 chicken breasts diced up. You can use rotisserie chicken. You can do poached chicken or baked chicken. And I have broccoli. So it's cooked broccoli, but you definitely don't want to overcook it because it will still cook a tiny bit more in the casserole. So I'm gonna break up that bigger piece of broccoli and spread it evenly. And I am going to put this sauce over the whole casserole. And like I said, this sauce is really, really good. So I'm gonna spread it evenly over all of the chicken and broccoli pieces. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And so once this is ready, I'm going to add shredded cheddar cheese on top. And then on top of the shredded cheddar cheese, I'm going to add crushed corn flakes, which gives this such an awesome flavor and texture for this casserole. So I have my corn flakes in a Ziploc bag. So I'm going to put them in there to help crush them up. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of melted butter, and this will help them get nice and crispy and just really makes it so good. So I'm gonna crush these up, pour them on top of the casserole dish. And then, like I said, I have my oven preheated to 350. This is gonna take about 35 to 40 minutes, and you'll start to see it kind of bubble around the edges when it's ready. But I serve this with a side of rice or a side of cauliflower rice if you wanted to do a little bit low carb. But so good. This has been one of my favorite recipes forever. Since I was a kid, I used to always beg my mom to make this. And so she would always make it on special occasions for me. But really, really good and super easy. So I'm going to make a chorizo breakfast casserole. Chorizo is super good, lots of flavor. So it's this is definitely gonna be like a Southwest version of a breakfast casserole. So chorizo's pretty greasy, so I'm just cooking it up and making sure it's cooked all the way through. I'll drain all the grease and before I put it in the casserole dish. So I'm also going to cook up some peppers. I have my olive oil. I have half of a diced green pepper and I have half of a diced red pepper. So I'm going to just saute these on the stove until they're nice and soft. So I love peppers with eggs and really great in breakfast casseroles for sure. So I'm going to use 10 eggs for this recipe. So I'm just going to add all of my eggs into the bowl, whisk them up with 1 cup of milk, and then this will be ready to go into the breakfast casserole dish. I'm going to add in some diced green chilies, which I love diced green chilies in so many different things. They go really great with eggs, perfect in egg casseroles, and just awesome with this Southwest flavored different breakfast casserole. So I'm spraying my pan with Pam cooking spray, and I'm just going to sprinkle in the chorizo on the bottom of my pan. And then I'll sprinkle in the diced peppers, and then I'll pour the egg mixture over the top of the chorizo and peppers. I'm going to cook this in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. And this is such an awesome breakfast casserole. I love to make breakfast casseroles to have ready for the week. I don't have to worry about what's for breakfast each day because we have a big, huge casserole already cooked and ready to go. So this one has so much awesome flavor. So after I cook this one, I'm actually going to add on also on top some diced avocado once it's already cooked. I always put a little bit of cheese on top of my breakfast casseroles before I put them in the oven. Just gives them a nice little crispy cheese kind of flavor on the top. But this is really good, and I meal prep breakfast casseroles all the time, so definitely they last a few days, last the whole week actually in the refrigerator. So make a big batch of this for meal prep or for brunch if you're having a crowd over on the weekend. This is a really awesome brunch recipe. I love avocado with my eggs, so this is just perfect with this one. And I'm also going to add on a little bit of chopped cilantro. You can leave that out if you want, definitely optional. So I'm going to be doing a chicken lasagna for this one. It is so good. I have these oven-ready lasagna noodles, very convenient, cream of mushroom, diced pimento. Love these little diced pimentos. Sliced black olives. Definitely get any, I like to get them already sliced. You don't have to slice them yourself. Second, cream of mushroom. It's going to have Parmesan cheese. I have rotisserie chicken already shredded up, sour cream, and an onion. So this is one of my mom's recipes that I absolutely love, and she used to make it all the time. Well, she still makes it all the time, but it is so good. So I'm going to mix all of these ingredients together, and then I'll show you how I layer it into looking like a lasagna. But I have 2 cans of cream of mushroom that I will add in first. I have half a cup of sour cream. I have half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, half a cup of diced onion. I have tablespoon pimentos and a can of black olives. So I'm just going to mix all of this delicious sauce together. Once it's all mixed, I will add in the shredded chicken. So like I said, I'm using rotisserie chicken, but you can use any kind of cooked chicken. I love using poached chicken in casseroles, makes it delicious, or you can just bake chicken in the oven, works also, but I have this awesome rotisserie chicken, so I'm gonna mix the chicken together with the sauce so that it is all nice and creamy before I combine it all with the oven-ready lasagna noodles. So these noodles are so easy. You can definitely just get regular lasagna noodles and cook them first, but these are super convenient. They are no cook. So they just basically cook with all the ingredients that you have with the lasagna. So I'm spraying my pan. I'm going to layer the noodles onto the bottom. I will do a layer of the chicken mixture, and then I will keep layering everything until I'm all out of the chicken mixture, and then I will top it with some cheese and cook this in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. So for this breakfast casserole, I'm going to be using bacon. I have a diced up mushroom, spinach, cheese, bell pepper, and heavy whipping cream. So I have 9 eggs that I'm going to use for this one. And then my cooked bacon, which I love making just a big old pack of bacon for different things. Really great in breakfast casseroles. I like to have some cooked for sometimes for sandwiches or add to salads, but cooked bacon is definitely a treat that we don't have around the house all the time. But I'm just going to add everything into the bowl, and I'm going to cut up the bacon into small pieces to put into the egg mixture. I'm just going to use my kitchen scissors to cut it into small pieces. And I'm using frozen chopped spinach, and it is defrosted. So you can use any kind of spinach you want, but if it's going to be frozen, make sure that you defrost it first. It really helps a lot. So I'm just going to add everything else in. I'll pour this into my casserole dish, and it is a really awesome casserole to have ready for breakfast. I love that breakfast casseroles are very customizable. You can add your favorite ingredients. So like with this one, I have the bacon, mushroom, spinach. You can add sausage. You can do a diced ham. You can do zucchinis really good in these. Broccoli's a really good veggie. So you can definitely customize it. You can add in feta cheese is really good. So that's what I love so much. They're so versatile. So you can definitely add whatever you like into your breakfast casseroles. It's kind of like an omelet, but in a casserole dish. So definitely my favorite. I just love breakfast casseroles. So this one is all mixed up. I'm going to spray my pan. Any egg dishes, you would definitely want to spray your Pyrex really good, and then the egg it just pops right off. So it doesn't stick at all if you spray it real good. So I'm going to add in all the mixture. Cook this at 350 for about 40 to 50 minutes, and it'll be ready to go and just delicious. So I'm going to be doing a Southwest version casserole. I have riced cauliflower, ground turkey, rotel, corn, sour cream. Definitely really good Southwest flavors. So I'm using ground turkey. You can definitely use ground beef. I use a ton of ground turkey. I love it. It's so lean. It's less greasy. So once it's cooked all the way through, browned on all sides, I'm going to drain the grease from here. Make sure there's no grease left in the pan. And then I'm going to add in, I have taco seasoning mix. So I'm going to add in a tablespoon of taco seasoning, and you can always add more or less depending on how much of the taco flavoring you'd like. But a tablespoon is a good amount for us. And then I have half a cup of water, and I'm going to mix this all around and let it come to a little simmer and let this taco seasoning just really get into the ground turkey. I'm going to add in a can of corn that has been drained, and I have a can of rotel, and I love the diced tomatoes with green chilies, definitely my favorite. So this is such a nice, healthy mixture, and I'm going to mix this all together, and it is just lots of Southwest flavors that I love. I love anything really Tex Mex, so we do a lot of tacos in our house, a lot of just Southwestern type dishes. Southwest stuffed peppers are super good too. But I have riced cauliflower, and I just steam this in the bag. So it's all steamed. I'm going to put it at the bottom of my casserole dish, and I will spread it out evenly. But this just adds some extra veggies to this. I always love adding as many veggies as I can wherever I can sneak them in. But you can always substitute rice for riced cauliflower, but I just love, like I said, adding in all the extra veggies. So I'm going to put dollops of sour cream onto the top of the riced cauliflower, And it doesn't really spread very well, so you can just leave it kind of as dollops. It'll spread out when when it starts cooking in the oven. And now I'm going to spread over the taco meat mixture with the corn and the rotel. So I'll spread this evenly, and then I'll add some shredded cheddar cheese on top. You can use a Fiesta blend cheese as well, which is great for this one. But casseroles definitely are always kind of topped with cheese and always super like comfort foods, which I love. So all of this mixture is added on top. Really delicious. I'm going to add in the shredded cheddar cheese. And you can add a little bit more if you'd like. You can do a nice thin layer. So I'm using about 1.5 cups, but if you want to add a little bit more, you can go up to 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese for this. And I just buy the cheese already shredded, but you can definitely shred it yourself. So this cooked for 40 minutes and super delicious. All right, I have this Jimmy Dean regular pork sausage, breakfast sausage. I also love the maple flavored one, is delicious. My dad gets a lot. There's a spicy one that he uses for breakfast burritos, but this is just the regular sausage. I'm going to be doing another breakfast casserole to show you. Like I mentioned, I just love breakfast casseroles, so I can never get enough of them. But this is definitely one of my favorites for sure. So I'm going to cook the sausage, brown it all, cook it all the way through, drain all the grease. But I'm going to be adding with this one spinach. So it's going to have spinach and sausage, and then it'll have all the egg mixture and the seasonings as well. So any kind of breakfast casserole, I mentioned it in the last one, definitely customizable, which I love. So add all your favorite veggies using spinach in this one. Definitely, you can always use zucchini, broccoli, just really good with any kind. Asparagus is really good as well. So I'm going to add in 9 eggs for this and then mix everything together and put it into the casserole dish. So egg casseroles typically take about 45 minutes. So this one I'm going to cook for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. So I used heavy whipping cream in this one, and I used 3/4 cup for that. And I'm going to add in some red pepper flakes, which definitely give this a good kick. So adding in the drained sausage, and I will mix everything together before putting it into my casserole dish. So I'm going to be doing, I call it a chicken enchilada casserole, but there is no tortillas. So it's a low carb version of chicken enchilada casserole. So I have cream cheese. I have 1/2 cup of sour cream. I have 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. I have diced green chilies, which I have been using in a ton of these casseroles because I absolutely love them. I have chili powder, ground cumin, and onion powder. So this is going to make a really good sauce that will go with the chicken for the casserole. This is a really huge hit with my husband, one of his favorites. Definitely really good, tons of flavor with just the creaminess of the cream cheese and the sour cream, and then the awesome flavor of the diced green chilies. So I have my cooked chicken. I poached this chicken. So by poaching chicken, you just boil it in water. Very, very easy to do and really good for casseroles. So I have my cooked chicken. I'm going to add in the sauce that's delicious. I'm going to top it with some shredded cheddar cheese. There's no veggies in this casserole, which I always love to add in veggies, but you can definitely serve this with a side of broccoli or zucchini. Side of veggies would be really great with this one. I love also serving these kinds of casseroles with a side of rice or cauliflower rice as well. But this one being nice low carb, a side of cauliflower rice goes absolutely perfect with this one. So cook at 350 for about 40 minutes. So I'm going to be doing a zucchini lasagna. So I have ground turkey, and I'm just going to brown the ground turkey, cook it all the way through. And with all my ground turkey recipes, you can always use ground beef. So I am going to slice the zucchinis with my mandolin slicer. Always be very careful with these kinds of slicers. My brother, not that long ago, sliced his finger pretty good on one of these. So definitely always be very careful with mandolin slicers. But I am just slicing up 2 large zucchinis, and this is going to make the lasagna noodles. So I'm going to add in some just regular pasta sauce, spaghetti sauce into the ground turkey. You can also use a ground sausage for this, ground beef for sure. But I always like to keep it a little bit leaner with the ground turkey. So adding a little bit of sauce into there, mixing it all the way together. Really good. And then using the zucchini as the layers for the noodle layers. So I'm going to be using ricotta and Parmesan cheese. So I have grated Parmesan cheese, not the shredded kind. But I'm using the whole thing of ricotta. I love ricotta cheese. It's so good in lasagna recipes. And I have half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And I have some dried basil. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of dried basil. So I'm going to mix all of this together, and it'll be ready to be layered into the whole lasagna. So lots of layers of the sauce, the zucchini, the ricotta mixture. So good. I'm just going to layer, this is going to be my last layer on top, and then I'm going to add a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I'm going to bake this in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees until you start to see it bubble around the sides. But really yummy low carb version. I like to lighten things up as often as I can, so definitely a really great low carb version of lasagna. So I'm going to actually portion this one into meal prep containers. So it is just portioned out, ready to go for the week, for lunches, and for dinners. So this is going to make 4 servings, but I'll just cut it into the 4 sections and portion it out so that I can just grab a container for lunch or dinner and don't have to worry about what I'm having this week. I have tons of meal prep ideas on my channel if you want to start doing a little bit of meal prepping. I have lots of ideas. I love meal prepping, but this is just one that is a really great meal prep that I like to do quite often. So I hope you enjoyed all of these casserole recipes. I had so much fun doing this collaboration with my friend Sammy. So make sure you check out Sammy's channel and everyone else's casseroles. They are all going to be amazing. I love casseroles. I definitely have a weakness for them. So I hope that you enjoyed these recipes, and leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.